thumbs up. stories that we sing. Someone's waiting to be told. The acting encompasses the blame. We watch the scenes we live unfold. The stories that we sing, like someone's waiting to be told. The act encompasses the blame. We watch the scenes we live unfold.
If it's silent in dismay, it won't break this feeling down. If I conquer this my way, I'd devour, I'd surround. If it hurts you just a little, then it heals you when it's done. Disappointment is the anchor, resolution is the sun. get silent in dismay. It won't break this feeling down. If I conquered this my way, I'd devour, I'd surround. If it hurts you just a little, then it heals you when it's done. Disappointment is the anger, resolution is the sun.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the welcome to the Masters League, week number 5, and it's your boy Fortrixel here, host of pretty much like every single match here that has happened in the Masters League thus far this season. And today I'm gonna be sporting my KGK jersey, folks, just to show a little bit of love to the boys who won yesterday in a pretty dominant fashion in their series. And of course, gotta give them a bit of extra love as well for also being a great organization on the side as well, and operating quite well. And I might be doing a few cool, interesting private stuff with them, and I will be announcing some interesting stuff that organizations in the league can get involved with in one-on-one sessions and whatnot, with me at the helm, or assisting in content and other aspects and other services. Now, guys, Nico will not be joining us. Unfortunately, unable to attend today. He had work this evening, but we do have a few things we need to obviously address. Number one, elephant in the room, Dawn of Chaos up against 302. This is going to be a muddy match here. A team that is 5-1 and a team that is 4-2. 302 trying to assert themselves in a better spot in the group, and Dawn of Chaos, definitely a team that wants that top spot once again, like they used to have and used to hold, that Zealous Squad currently have in their group. So it's going to be interesting to see how this matchup shakes up, and then how the group also shakes up as we are entering into the second half of the regular season. I'm very excited to see what ends up happening. This series itself, it's home to some really unique stuff to start things off. We're going to be getting in Apocalypse map 1. We have Express on the cards for map number 2, and for the 3 maps to follow, if we do see the map 4 and map 5, all 3 of them are raid. So it's a very fun start and a potentially dull ending, but 5-map series, 4-map series, regardless on what are the maps at the end in their order, getting to 4 or 5 maps is absolutely phenomenal. And the side of Dawn of Chaos looked a bit shaky against one of their opponents they had on stream. Last week, dropping a single map in their matchup against a team in the bottom half of their group. So now faced up against a team in the top 4 of their group, with the side of 302 Gold. It's going to be very important that they're able to lock in a win here, and one that is as strong, if not stronger, than the one they got last time, because they can't be showing these weaknesses when they have on the cards coming up soon the side of Zealous Squad. That's going to be a tall task. Now, another elephant in the room, or something I need to address that's not necessarily an elephant in the room yet, is we have had a team recently announce on their social media that they will be pulling out of the league, and unfortunately, that's something that happens sometimes, and there is things that happen to come up once in a while when it comes to rulings, and teams unhappy with how things go. But at the end of the day, rulings are rulings. One map, one series, doesn't go your way, you can always turn it around and perform better down the road. So we'll see if that team decides to retract their statement on dropping out, or if they decide they want to uphold to them dropping out in their statement they have. So it'll be interesting to see how that sort of ends up resolving, and how that ends up obviously affecting things, as these groups are still yet to be fully decided, as we have a second half of the regular season to still go before we get to playoffs, and even a surprise before playoffs that has been in the books. So let's jump into this first map as soon as possible here. I'm going to load it all up, and well, Dawn of Chaos has been a strong side, and they have showed us what they can bring to the table on Apocalypse in the past. And Apocalypse, definitely an interesting map. One of the newer ones that have entered the cycle alongside Express as of recent, and we will be gifted those 2 maps to start off this series. What an absolute what an absolute cracking start do we have to this series. And, well, Dawn of Chaos, they will be starting off on the right side of the map of your screen, folks, and the left side will be for 302 Gold. And another interesting thing that's been, you know, talked about in terms of changes when it comes to this game is going to be a, I believe there's going to be some graphic changes that have sort of come up as of recent in the form of, you know, graphics changes to the HUD for spectating, you know, from Codcaster, or the S&D and the controls. So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of looks here. As right now, the first looks we're seeing from this Dawn of Chaos side have been all but great. But the side of 302 Gold, they are still holding strong when it comes to these spawns for new. And for the next hill, Rectal, he's going to have to get a big kill on this player looming inside of Temple. He will spot Drake and take him down, but the spawns, it looks like the flip might be starting to come through here. It's going to be a bit of a parallel spawn situation in the back in the old hill. And Kuid going to be in that new hill to apply some early pressure. He will grab some early time before getting cut down. And Dawn of Chaos riding so successfully so far into the next hill. 10 points given up, and the slaying power is starting to come through. Sideswipe. Gonna be using that Craig to take down more players here. And Drake, a player that we don't highlight as often as, you know, Sideswipe and Faith. Faith recently, one of the players from last week that made it onto the top 4 in the voting for Player of the Week. Unfortunately, ultimately losing that one out to the Hope from Zealous Squad. Now, Faith going 6-1 right now on a 5 streak. Just mentioned that player right before, and definitely a highlight player to keep an eye on in this series for this Dawn of Chaos roster. And, well, Rectal, he will find the player in the back, challenging him for those spawns. Will he be ready for the player hopping out of here? He will miss his shot punch and end up getting punished hard for that whiff. Now Connor on this point, he's going to be looking to grab the rest of this time. Alongside some teammates, will Drake be there to snuff out some of these players? He's going to put some attention on these guys, and the trenches are going to be defended, well, by Drake and by number 8 in Rewind. So there you go, back-to-back kills for Drake. Rewind right there for the assist if needed. Not needed at all. And the scrap time, it looks like, is going to go the way of Rewind here. And Dawn of Chaos off to a flying start, as mentioned before, and not really slowing down much. As sure, 40 points on the board for 302 Gold. They need to dig deep. They need to get those feet planted firmly in the sand, and so as to not slip up. But Connor coming in from the back here is going to cause some chaos. Rectal going to get a big kill there. Rewind going to stay up, contesting from Zig, but unfortunately going to drop. And there you go, 302 Gold. They get a nice break on into the point, but these streaks are going to start to come in for Dawn of Chaos. They are going to be problematic for a moment or two here, as the spawns will get reversed here. We will see the flippage come through. Delivery will be on the point. Grab some time before getting taken down. Rectal, though, he's going to be playing to try to kill off the player here in the Shrine Room. He will be good for the kill. Players coming in, one making his way into Coop and out through the back. His sideswipe, he will find Connor. He needs to be dealt with here, as he's in very important real estate for P2, or P5. As we're going to be moving off of this P4. 302 Gold, they have really shrunk that lead that Dawn of Chaos were able to get off of the first 3 hills. But now Dawn of Chaos gonna have control over this next hill, and, well, they're gonna have contest opportunities come through for 302 Gold to try to take these players down. It's gonna just be trades all over the place here, and the players that come out on top are the ones in gold and yellow. Are 302 Gold. Kuid He's gonna get taken down from the back, but Connor's gonna be here for a lot of this time. He's gonna be able to soak this all up like a sponge. Maybe one more player to still play for this hill and just rewind, and he's gonna end up falling here. So we're gonna see the last 12 seconds go the way of 302 Gold, and they will end up passing 100 points first. But so close, such a close margin between these two, and like I had suggested ahead of time, guys, this is a series that I think could definitely go a distance, especially with how fragile at times we have seen Dawn of Chaos perform. It's not as perfect as of past. And 302 Gold, they're coming off of a really nice, you know, week 4. I think they came off of week 4 with 2 wins on their belt. I might not be 100% correct on that, but I'm fairly certain they had 2 wins on that week. Let me quickly double check it here in my stats. We see them come off with that win, and we see, yeah, so we do see 2 wins. So they did have an 0-2 week, or 2-0 week. So, you know, like I said, guys, we're seeing 302 Gold side that is looking very strong. They're on the up and up, and Dawn of Chaos, right now, they have been able to get themselves on the up and over here in the points on the map. Delivery will be good for 2, but unfortunately the trading is just not going to favor 302 Gold when they don't have the right spawns for this hill. And so now you're going to start to see these players potentially play for the next, as Rewind's 6 streak will come to an end. Drake going to be slipping and sliding on those butter knees around this point. Going to end up sitting tight coming up there and taking out one at the shrine. Recto will be alive in the back to try to cause some chaos from within the temple, end up getting cut down. And Dawn of Chaos, they've been able to grab P1 very comfortably, then go into P2 and really set their feet down there to grab the full time. And they've got themselves past this 200 point mark, and they might be doubling up, or they're 100 points clear of their opponents right here in 302 Gold. So really, really rough scenes for 302 Gold right now, as they're having a trouble trying to find anything and really get anything to go their way here, as the spawns are also going to be quite awkward in my opinion. The pinch can come through as only 1 player is left on this hill. Delivery, he's not going to go in to clear off the player. Instead, he's just going to play to enter from temple here, from a tunnel. He will find a rewind. Sideswipe though, gets isolated down into the trench. Delivery will pull out the pistol. Unfortunately, he gets glockied by Faith. And there we go, Dawn of Chaos with a lot of control on this point. They're able to just hunker down into these spots, watching it all. And Connor will get in for a contest. Will he be able to finish off the last player in tunnel? He won't. The assistance is there. Recto will be able to clear and rectify the point. But this next hill, early contest, early time going the way of Dawn of Chaos could be very catastrophic, and it could really send us to that map too, with a Dawn of Chaos win on the board, map on the board from P1. We're on to P number 4 here. In this second rotation of hills, Faith atop the team in terms of KD percentage. We're looking over at Drake. Actually, Drake's looking nicest actually with the 23 and 8. It's nearly a 3.0 KD. Looking over at 302 Gold, the player performing the best over there in a negative spot, 18 and 22. Unfortunately, that's sort of characteristic of how this situation ultimately ended here. 250 to 150, I believe. If I read that correctly, Dawn of Chaos just absolutely steamrolling through the side of 302 Gold in this first map. It was such a close first hill, and the stick comes through here onto Drake. Oh, it looked like it came onto Drake there, but I guess he dodged that ball. And well, we are here, and the first map in the books for Dawn of Chaos. Gotta feel good for them. Now, going into the next map, we have we will have a different mode. And a new map mode combination, I believe, to the stream, as I'm not sure if we have had an express search and destroy yet. But we have one guaranteed for you folks, and it's going to be coming up next as the next map mode and combination. And it isn't my favorite map mode combination. It's not my favorite map in the game for S&D. Personally, I'm a big raid fan, but you know, for nostalgic purposes, this is going to be a fun one. You know, that B bomb site, very interesting, 50-51, a lot of interesting, you know, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3s happening lower terminal, you know, around that ticket booth. In, you know, historically back in Black Ops 2, you know, such an interesting spot over there, and a lot of crazy, you know, crazy moments and highlights. But moving on into this one, it's going to be a little different. You know, I've been seeing a lot of teams sort of starting to favor and work their way over to A, since it's been having more, you know, if the offense can plant there, it becomes, you know, way too hard for the defense to actually retake it. The success, you know, the round win percentage when planting at that A bomb site is so much higher from an offensive standpoint than, you know, going to plant over at B and winning from there. Like, just, I don't know, the success rate's higher. And when you have a higher success rate in one thing, you know, why not go for it? Why not make it the play of choice that your team kind of goes after a lot more? Obviously, things can get changed around. We can see, you know, adaptations. We can see, you know, the B site be played for because it's more, you know, maybe it's because it's more closer to the offense, you know. But at the end of the day, it's going to be interesting to see how this Express ends up playing out. Now, I will be jumping to a short little break, folks, as we're getting ready for the next map, and you know, just stay tuned, because we'll be back for that in just a moment. Yo, let's get it poppin', folks, as we're in for your map number 2, and it's going to be Dawn of Chaos up against the side of 302 Gold, and unfortunately there was a spawning situation that came up, so we will be ending this round here, as it looks like Sideswipe wasn't able to load in time here. So no worries, folks, we will be jumping back into the action when we get that spawn in from Sideswipe. So don't you guys worry whatsoever. I know all you guys that are Doc fans, you'd question it so heavily if I didn't, even though the players didn't decide to shoot bodies and want the reset. But we will get that reset to come through, folks, so don't you worry whatsoever. You know, I've had a little bit of a rough day, folks, but you know, we're gonna still try to get our way across this line here. As player didn't, unfortunately, unable to load up in time for that one, so we are gonna get that restart in on the map. And if you guys are a fan of either of these teams, I want to hear you guys loud and clear in the chat. Let's see those hashtag, you know, hashtag Doc win or hashtag 302 win here, so you guys can, you know, support the troops here playing in this game. And let's jump into the action here, as both teams going to be at even strength to start off this round. So here we go. It's going to be, you know, 0-0 on the score, but here you go. You guys are going to get to see the new look you're going to see from the you know, from the new HUD, the attacking and defending. I like seeing that indication underneath these sides, and you know, lives remaining is a lot more, you know, a lot more prominent for you folks to obviously notice. Rewind gonna get one big kill right there. Actually, it's gonna be 2 for Rewind before he drops. And Dawn of Chaos finding so much success here in a 1 versus 3 is gonna be Livery, and unfortunately he ain't gonna make it Delicio. He will drop, and it's gonna be a 1-0 for Dawn of Chaos, continuing to hold on to that momentum and build upon it, going into the search and destroy as they get the early round on the books. Moving on into the next round, 302 gold. They've got to try to find a way to bounce back soon and get an early round before this, this map starts to get too out of hand. And they need to find some sort of early round here to start to shock that momentum early that Dawn of Chaos has coming off of that last map here. And those kills are going to be big in helping shock that well here. So number 6 in Sideweb going to make a big play up into the spawns here. Number 5 in Drake still having a rough time when it comes to lag here. Will be bouncing around on the map here, skipping about, as he's going to find himself a kill there with the QBZ. Last player left alive against him is going to be Qid. In the 1 versus 1, trying to close things out for his side. The bomb to be picked up, I believe, by one of the Dawn of Chaos members. The Dawn of Chaos member in Drake. Now Drake, he will be grabbing that bomb. He's going to slide around this bomb site. And ultimately hop onto it and then also drop, as Qid will get that clean kill right there. That's going to tie things up on the round. And it's going to 1-1. 1-1 also being the preferred series score for 302 gold if they do end up taking this map in S&D Express. Dawn of Chaos looking very comfortable in respawns like they usually do. Now there is going to be a play over to A here from the offensive side, and Qid, the nade's going to ring past him. He will spot Sideswipe, getting real close to this A site. Rewind, he will find a big kill there to open up the floodgates here. Faith on the back, he's going to be able to catch them, and they're just pinned up in this area here, and Rewind will end up cleaning off 3 on the round. Absolutely superb stuff out of him. Rewind definitely not going to be wanting to rewind that play. Instead, he just passes. He presses the forward button and probably would have skipped through that, as the opponent's just not offering any shots back at all to him. Dawn of Chaos, Rewind atop his team in this S&D so far. Now, what can we see? Rectal holding on to this donut going into this round. Will he be able to find a kill? He tags up 1 and backs off a little bit. Rectal not going to be able to spot anybody, as it looks like the A bomb site is going to be where we start to see this bomb develop to plant over here. As Qid will drop, that's going to be an opening for the bomb site to be planted upon, and Rectal going to throw out a stun to check there. This trophy system will take it down. Rectal going to end up getting spotted on the mini-map after he took out some wild shots there. Will he find Rewind? He will! There goes the shot, punch, and the donut, as he's able to find a big kill right there. Rewind does not drop. Unfortunately, I was wrong calling that one out. It was Faith. Rewind, he stays alive. Problematic spot right here from Delivery, as he's going to take down a kill here. Rewind going to be watching this train car. Will Delivery get the kill? No. Coming from behind is going to be Drake, and he will be grabbing the kill. Filling him with that lead from behind. Dawn of Chaos up 3-1. The first team to win a defensive round so far, I believe. Or was it offensive round? One of the two. Offensive. I think it's offensive. Offensive? Yeah, offensive. Yeah, offensive. Yeah. First team to win an offensive round so far. Is now we are going to see some bite back here and some fight from 302 Gold on their offensive. A little bit of you can do it too phase up. Well, they can maybe win their offensive round too here. As Rewind left in a 1 versus 3. The player you would want in the 1 versus 3 for the side of 302 Gold is he's been absolutely spot on for them so far. One of the 302 Gold members is going to drop off top info. Rewind gonna find another kill. Will he find Rectal? No, Rectal will find him with the Krieg and take him down. QBZ Krieg. Krieg comes out on top. But man, Rewind nearly making it look easy in the 1 versus 3 up against the side of 302. As they had a golden opportunity to win that round and tie things up at 3 apiece. Or not 3 apiece. Wait, what? Did a round not go up on the scoreboard for them? Oh no, because they... Yeah, wait. Oh, Dawn of Chaos. Close to winning that round. Rewind could have won that round and put them up 4-1. That's what it was, not 3 apiece. Well, I'm so out of it right now. My apologies, folks. Connor is going to end up shooting, missing, and then just dropping to sideswipe. And what a fast round coming out of Dawn of Chaos. Just absolutely obliterating their opponents here. Sideswipe. There's one on delivery. And there you go. Gonna take down Connor as well. Just absolutely simple. Just spitting on those two in quick succession. 302 Gold looking like a different type of metal. Definitely not gold. Maybe looking like salt right now. Something inexpensive. And I know someone that's definitely salty right now, and maybe or maybe not. It's anybody from 302 Gold so far. 302 Gold definitely still putting up a good fight here. Shots will be good from Rectal. Will they get the kill there? He will tag up his teammates. The pinch is coming through from behind as Rectal and Delivery will combine for 3. That player on the pinch, Drake, he will end up backing off here. Now playing this 6 versus this 6-2 KD, looking to improve that while also playing and winning a 1 versus 2. That would be quite interesting here as he's lagging quite a bit here, but the bomb does need to go down at this B bomb site. So Rectal is going to decide to play this. Drake looks like he's going to come down the ramp from the offensive side. He will decide to take the shots and take down Delivery. Rectal going to throw that nade out, not tag him up and get any information. Drake, though, going to be playing lower terminal, looking to make his way up these stairs here. The player on the long wrap, does he hop on the bomb or does he... You watch that. Drake's wrap is going to be used against him here. He will be spotted. He will be shot at. Rectal will be looking to try to close out this kill. He's dip ducking, dodging. Drake wants to find this kill so badly here. He could hop onto the bomb. He will grab the kill. He won't get there to the bomb site in time. Instead, he's just going to chill in the elevator. Maybe look to press a few buttons and get himself out of here. As the bomb site will erupt and 302 Gold get another round on the table. That's 4-3, folks, in the S&D. Rewind on a massive 10-4 and over with Drake also. Rocking a massive scoreline for himself for KD's. Faith, unfortunately, just not up to par as the teammates, but, you know, nonetheless doing better than a counterpart on the 302 Gold side with Connor here. Sitting with his 2-7. Unfortunate that he's in a position like that, but it happens from time to time. You know, not every player can shine in S&D in every round. Come away with kills. Connor will get some information there, I believe, using that little tight opening here. He will spot out Faith, but Faith will end up getting to drop him. So Faith will end up getting to a 3-5 KD, and Dawn of Chaos get the planet A. Surely, success is imminent for them. Long-range gunfight. Will Kuwait be able to take down Faith? No, Delivery will instead get the kill. Now, Drake will end up taking down Kuwait. With that QBZ, he went on a bit of a flank. Now, Delivery left all alone in the back here. Gonna be aggressed by Sideswipe. That nade is gonna look to take down the kill, but instead Drake ends up holding the angle. Or not Drake, that would be... This one would be... What's his face? Rewind. There you go. Rewind will hold from the window and get the kill. Five to 3 score right now in the game. Dawn of Chaos looking really nice and pretty right now. Sitting with a 1-0 in the map series scoreline as well. Coming off of that Apocalypse win. Recto gonna nade Ticket Booth, not tag anybody up. Recto also gonna look to try to play from lower terminal here. Will he be ready for the player just to his right? He won't be. Sideswipe gets up from his lying down position, and that round gets executed so quickly right there in that terminal area. The tickets are punched, but they're returned to sender for 302 gold as they drop the map 6-3 to Dawn of Chaos. And Dawn of Chaos get to enjoy a nice ride on the trains over to the next map of Raid with a 2-0 map lead. Great work so far from Dawn of Chaos, really bouncing back from you know, some of the adversity they felt last week, adjusting obviously with the new roster being, you know, debuting on stream as well, dropping a map in a series up against one of the lower teams in the league, and you know, Dawn of Chaos looking a lot more polished after these two maps, and we will be jumping into the next map. It's going to be Raid, which we will see for the control. And Raid control, the mode is on his screen. Drake is teleporting. Yeah, I noticed that as well. The players were noticing Drake was also noticing the teleporting a little bit as well. So he's going to be restarting his game, and we'll be back in just a moment, folks. We'll be back just a moment, folks, for the next map as we get that set up, as the player obviously comes back in the lobby. So stay tuned, guys. Dawn of Chaos up 2-0 in this series versus 302 gold.
We gon' burn it down. Burn it down. We gon' burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Change the station with a new shit.
it's murder. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
I killed it. I killed it. I killed it.
I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder.
Go crazy, berserker.
I ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, were those gonna lift me up this time? You were the only one who got me tripping up inside. All the words you told me, am I reading something different from your eyes? See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you.
Well, folks, we are here, and it is a 2-0 lead right now for Dawn of Chaos in the series. Unfortunately, we have the top of the best of 5 is only going to show 1-0 right now, but it is a 2-0 for Dawn of Chaos, and the first one will be triggered off by Faith, and Dawn of Chaos will be good to clear off all these members of 302 Gold away from A and stop one tick at least from going through. Now, 302 Gold, they will funnel into Zig here and look to make some play here. Which site will they decide to go to? It looks like they're going to go to A. Interesting play. Connor is going to hear and call out the player over at the van, and there we go. 302 Gold, they will be good to clear off players advancing onto them. Now, a big flank coming through from Drake. This could hit real different here, as he's gonna find one big kill. Will he find 2? He does. He finds 3. No, rewind. Found Connor. So the 3 got stolen, but a 2 was there. 2 ticks as well for 302 Gold in the background, as a 45 seconds remaining here on this one. Delivery gonna try to advance his way over to B to maybe stop some of the ticks. Stop some of the time here. Give his team some more to work with. His Delivery will end up dropping in Kitchen. 2 players stack up onto this B site. One of them will get cut down. Kuid all alone in the dark corner here at Rocks. He will drop. Recto gonna try to advance onto the point, but Sideswipe will take him down. This A point, however, is gonna get stacked up on by 302 Gold, and more time will be given to work with. Dawn of Chaos, they find themselves in a life lead right now. 19, make that 18, make that 17-4 after we saw 302 Gold cut down a few of their members and now take control of some spawns back here. They will force those basketball court spawns, but those are not the spawns you want for the side of Dawn of Chaos to spawn. Dawn of Chaos wants those spawns to help defend B more easily, more accessibly. 302 gold, they're going to want to get the side of Dawn of Chaos to spawn Laundry. Connor, he's going to be trying to aggress forward from the front of Kitchen. He will get taken down. All these yellow arrows going to try to funnel in from Mansion. Sideswipe will be good for 2. Kuid going to get a few kills in the mix. But there you go. Dawn of Chaos still retain control, real estate of the middle of the map, and of course of this pool area. Nobody from 302 Gold allowed to swim. They have not passed their deep end test, and their deep end test is Drake and the side of Dawn of Chaos. 302 Gold gonna have to rush out here and try to get this point soon here. 4 lives remaining. Every player, their life counts immensely here from here on out on this round for 302 Gold. We will see 2 players drop, make that 3, and 302 Gold left with 1 player left, and that player will drop as well by the Jacuzzi. And that is a round going over to Dawn of Chaos to start things off. And the play of the game coming on a sideswipe in the end here, gonna find himself 2 massive kills. And I believe he slides on out and challenges and takes down the player behind the hot tub. You cannot hide there. This isn't the movie Hot Tub Time Machine, where you can use it to escape. Instead, you will just fall down like a domino in front of Sideswipe. 11-5 right now on a 3 kill streak to end that first round of this control. And with this team having defense or offense now to work with, it's got to feel good and look good for him and his roster, especially with that opening over at B. They can advance forward and aggress forward. Faith will end up just scouting up for information. The nade will blow up that car. Recto will maybe drop here as Faith finesses around in the middle there to take him down. This flank will be big here. Core Mansion delivery does not end up cashing in here. Faith will be there to close out the player in money. And Dawn of Chaos profiting in all ways, shape, and form on this map so far over by B. Sideswipe going to be alive with Rewind. Rewind will grab himself time, and the point will not be fully ticked off. We see 2 ticks of progress over to B, and a new advancement being made over to this A point from Dawn of Chaos. They're going to be able to kill off the player, causing the most discomfort right in front of Art. Sideswipe in the ring. He's going to find 1 kill. Will he find more? Drake in the backside. He will grab a kill. Art as well. Sideswipe on this hill, looking to find more. He's going to try to, off the top rope, challenge and dunk Kuid. He will end up not getting the kill. His teammate will steal it from him. Delivery, it does take down Sideswipe. Connor takes down Rewind. Faith, last one on that point. The A point might get chalked up here. It looks like Dawn of Chaos will end up being rewarded this point for free here, as the last player left to really cause any noise and disturbance in the force over here is going to be Kuid. He's going to look to try to grab this player for the life. He will he does grab a kill here that's quite important. Kuid's still up though. He's still going to cause some discomfort and some chaos here. A little bit of lag on the map. Ain't hurt nobody here. As 302 Gold, their defense is looking good here. 17-14 is the life difference. 1 tick of progress still needs to be punched in for Dawn of Chaos at B, for them to grab this round and see themselves up 2-0 in the rounds in this map mode. 302 Gold's highlight player right now has to be Delivery. He has fallen, so in the moment as I'm talking about him, and with a lot of this pressure in the back here that 302 Gold's not able to extinguish, we're starting to see Dawn of Chaos get players stacked up on this point, and with the contest needing to come in these seconds, the kill isn't going to be in, the contest isn't going to be in time, and Dawn of Chaos just narrowly escape having to play more of this round by getting that stack up to go in and come in for 1 tick. 302 Gold backed up against a corner right now, and not in a way that they would like to maybe be backed up. You know, it's not like it's like me and my girlfriend and I'm Kind of putting my hands on the wall, pinning her up against that for any sort of kinky moment or mood. We are going to see 302 Gold unfortunately pinned up in a way that is most definitely not enjoyable for them. Recto, though, he will enjoy the kill he gets on the player at Pillars, as he's going to be able to just solo dolo get one tick of progress potentially on this point. And he's not going to be attacked quite yet here. Rewind will be the one trying to make a play from outer ring. He will drop. Connor going to be watching with this Krieg. The player that is going to be coming from top steps. He will get that kill to go his way, but he will get killed from a player rotating from behind. The A point is secured, and all those spawns coming in at Mansion need to be addressed soon by Rewind and by his teammate number 6 in Sideswipe. Rewind will be good for 1 kill. The stick will be good. Sideswipe and him both combined for 2 nice little nade kills in the mix. With spawns still happening over by Mansion, though. 302 Gold, desperation in their lungs and in their veins. Definitely not choking on their alibis, but definitely choking on their opportunities here. As 302 Gold down to 14 lives with a disparity of nearly 10 life difference. Dawn of Chaos feeling so strong in this defensive round and practically looking so strong on this series across all 3 of the maps and modes. Just unshakable. And Zealous Squad, they've got to be working hard this week to try to retain their top spot here, as Dawn of Chaos is coming for them. Dealing with their opponents here in a potentially flashy ending here. 16-8 is the life differential. Faith going to be playing from money. The nades are going to come out from both these players. They're going to look to distract and discern. 302 Gold, they are going to get 3 players up on this point. They're going to be able to get 1 good tick of progress put in before getting cut down. And 4 lives left up against the 14 from Dawn of Chaos. This is looking quite impossible for 302 Gold to end up getting to go their way. 46 seconds remaining less than. Dawn of Chaos, 1 pick might just end up opening those floodgates. They will get the 1 pick to go their way. They will get a second one by way of Drake. And these 2 last players from 302, they will be split up here. And divided, they may fall. As 1 falls, the last one left, Connor, ends up aggressing around L and getting taken down by Sideswipe in the face. 3-0, the scoreline on both this series and this final map. As we see Dawn of Chaos, the favorited side, the side coming into this one 5-1, extend their record to 6-1 after a brilliant performance up against 302 Gold. Sideswipe coming in hot to end this one, just like he did midway through it. As Dawn of Chaos, as expected, slaughter their opponents here, 302 Gold, in a potentially, relatable slaughtering to 302's teammates, their other roster in the opposite group that performed yesterday night and lost 3-0 fashion as well. Unfortunate for both these 302 esports teams this week on stream, just not able to find success. But more matches to come for both of these teams. Dawn of Chaos and 302 to continue to show and try to show more success and strength in this regular season. But we do have another match to get ready and set up for, folks, that we're a little bit behind schedule on due to our delay that we had earlier, folks. So don't you worry, we will be giving you guys the HiFi matchup coming up against their opponents of Elemental Gaming. Should be an interesting matchup there. I am expecting to see HiFi come out on top, but with the new recruit coming in for Elemental Gaming and making a could make that player may make a difference up against the side of HiFi, may not. It will be interesting to see, as the first half of the regular season will end up going into the books for Dawn of Chaos and 302 Gold. 302 Gold will end at 4-3, and Dawn of Chaos 6-1. Great work from them to end both of these teams to end off with pretty decent / amazing and excellent records in their group. Now looking over at this next matchup, it's going to be HiFi up against the side of their opponent's Elemental Gaming, really desperate for another win on the board for themselves, to try to get themselves into maybe a better position in the lower half of the group, and potentially, if they can spark something, some impressive comeback in the next half of the split, they could potentially see themselves in the top 4 spot. It's mathematically, they are still they're still able to do so mathematically, but potential and the percentage chance, the odds are very slim. So we'll be in for that next matchup. What a treat will that one will be for us to enjoy coming up, as it's going to be those two teams battling it out to improve their spots coming off of the first half of the split. And we'll be in with that matchup coming soon, folks, so stay tuned. I'll be back in just a short moment.
Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer. Heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going. Why we gotta feel amplified? Staying to the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. See you for a moment, even that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you for a moment, even that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer. Heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going. Why we gotta feel amplified? Staying till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Masters League week number 5, and joining me on the second match of tonight. And I didn't see him waiting in the wings to join me on the first one, but he's here for the second one. HiFi versus Elemental with Nico. Welcome, my dude. Welcome back.
Howdy.
Day number 2 in a row with you, my dude, and we got ourselves HiFi versus Elemental. We have one of your favorite teams, you know, Puerto Rican players right here, Elemental. Definitely have a lot to prove, and they need, you know, ending off the first half of the regular season with a win here and over such a strong side like Team HiFi. What a bolster would that be for them going into the second half? But this is a mountain they gotta climb.
Oh yeah, I mean both teams, HiFi. We've seen some wonderful stuff coming out from them. You know, their players, very strong team. The communication, the teamwork is certainly there for them. Elemental struggled to really get their feet into the dirt and get a solid grip onto some of their momentous plays. Particularly, I want to say their hard point. You know, from what I've seen, a bit of work to be done there. Work to have that certainly could have. I wouldn't say time to improve, but I just feel it could possibly be simply teamwork. But Elemental, you know, I'm just gonna choose to believe that the Puerto Rican in me, you know, as whitewashed as I sound, yes, I grew up eating Puerto Rican food. The heritage, Puerto Rican by heritage, certainly there. I'm gonna choose to believe a bit of that is there.
Muy rico, eh? So good.
So Canadian.
Yo, it's gotta be, it's muy rico, right, Nico?
Estás riquísimo, sí.
But but another thing that you love about this team, you know, besides obviously, you know, the heritage, but you love saying some of these guys' names like Barba Blanca. You just love saying that one, you know. I know you.
It rolls off the tongue.
And
I don't know where that comes from.
Hey, I got Dios as well. Hey, you know, I like going Dios mío, man.
Diosito bendiga. Diosito bendiga tu alma.
But man, this HiFi side, they're well deserved a 5-1 record. They're tied at the top of their group right now with ADS Gaming, 5-1. Both those teams, you know, seeing those two butt heads in this, you know, second half of the season for a return match. You know, last time around it was a crazy, fabled, and probably the greatest series we've seen so far this league, between those two that won a 5-map series and with really grueling close score lines. Now, this one here, expectation wise, looking at the stats and what we have on paper to support both these teams' arguments on who's going to win, you know, and ultimately what the score should look like, you know, expectation wise, it should look like a 3-0. It should look like HiFi take this one in a very simple way, and we see it sort of show up in a slaughterhouse fashion, a walkthrough. But, you know, after some of the roster changes came through, one of the teams that did have a roster change that came through was this Elemental side in the addition of Ghost. And Ghost did look pretty good in his debut last week, up against the team that they played against. I'm just going to quickly take a quick glance there at who they were up against again. ADS Gaming. Yeah, Ghost didn't look too bad. Ghost showed up quite a bit in some of the modes. Wasn't completely invisible, but then again, against another Titan-esque team. And it does take time sometimes for these sides to, you know, obviously build their way into a better position, you know, with the chemistry needing to be built there. And well, Nico, when it comes to the chemistry being built, I know me and you took some time to also build ours, but you know, we got to a pretty great spot right now, right?
Oh yeah, I would totally say that. That's definitely not an overstatement.
But not like some of those casters we see in the CDL, right?
Oh yeah, those took years to develop. You know, those names are just prominent in the CDL, and who knows? Only time will tell.
As being I'm obviously being called a gringo, you know, hey, gringo loud and proud.
Wait, a gringos with an S? Why is that plural?
Oh,
Come on.
He's speaking about you as well, my dude.
I know I sound whitewashed, man. I know I do. I know. Oh,
Oh man. Okay, well, whitewashed Nico. I'm gonna let you know what the maps are that we have coming up for this series. So, starting things off, we're gonna be seeing Garrison Hardpoint to open up the series. Following the Garrison Hardpoint's gonna be a Miami S&D. Following that, we have 2 raids back to back for 3 and 4, and then we have Moscow to potentially end it all off if we do see that map 5 come around. And when you look at all those map mode combinations, I listed out in these 5 map in the pick and bans here. Which of these kind of sticks out to you?
oh, it's got to be the starting off the Garrison Hardpoint. You know, it's been a while since I've casted one of those, but seeing the way that certainly I have to bring up the meta again. You know, the meta changes with these different guns. A map like that, certain angles very AR heavy. The control down middle map, the rotations to different, I want to say P's, but I wanted to say like P1 but plural. But I guess hills, the rotation to different hills that control down that middle map is very crucial sometimes, especially with gaining information, getting early picks, top green. You know, those are power points to be played, and you know, with the QBZ and the Krieg players getting put in different situations and playing different cards that the hands that they're simply dealt, that Garrison is really going to have a lot to say about the pace and the way that these teams kick off. You know, I can see on paper HiFi running away with it, but certainly I am not going to count my boys out, Elemental. I'm not counting them out one bit, but I think that's really going to be the pace that has a lot to say about the series we're going to see.
Yeah, pace is definitely one of those things that Elemental with their submachine gun players definitely could bring up to the table. But we are going to be loading up into this matchup here, and well, one of the things, you know, when talking about this Elemental side, one of the hits that they've had dealt to them, in my opinion, was their loss of Crossroads from the hardpoint rotation. You know, that was one of their best looking maps, especially, you know, since they had that sub strength that could overwhelm it. You know, sort of like Toronto Ultra with Kleenex when he was really hot, and and of course their other submachine gun player, I believe Bance. You know, teams that just have such high submachine gun strength and have that are more sub oriented and sub strength than AR strength. You know, that's the side they're going to want to play on, and you know, hope that they could. That's the kind of map they're going to want to play on. And here, moving on into this next map, Nico, this starting map is going to be Garrison, like you said, and it's going to be in a very important one to really tell the tale and, you know, tell us how this one might end up ultimately kind of end up going. And the team HiFi, they're going to have themselves spawns for P3 to start things off. Going into this P1, they will find a lot of success, mostly off of Insanity, getting 3 kills in the first break and first openings of this one, but the split spawns will come through. So P2 will become overrun by Elemental Gaming over at the back green. Now, what are your thoughts on you know, playing this opening hill, you know, in the opening break and getting ready for P2? Nico, which spawn do you like for P2?
Just to say, I'm trying to get game footage.
Oh yeah, my apologies there.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, for P2, do you prefer right side spawns or do you prefer left side spawns? What would you say?
Probably, oh boy, I gotta say left side. I just feel like in certain aspects, it's a little more, there's a little more leverage there. I mean, you can move your SMGs down close in between that brick building. That top green position is certainly one to be dealt, you know, especially you throw Krieg up there, a good one nonetheless. It's going to be off the rip, but you know, with the way that these opening breaks are coming in, you know, 40 seconds left on this hard point and Team HiFi already building a 50-point lead over Elemental Gaming. You already have 2 players sitting on goose eggs, 0-5, 0-4, Mythical and Ghost, you know, not exactly what you want to see. Spams hitting his 5-piece. Insanity, you know, already 7-2. The way that these players are playing on HiFi, as we expected, certainly not what I had hoped for, but it's what we expected. And you know, still plenty of Call of Duty left to be played. We've certainly seen slower starts within the league and probably not in the CDL, but there have been slow starts, and there's certainly enough time to play. And it seems like HiFi are going to give up about the last 4 seconds of this hill time. just going on to the rotation. Elemental Gaming now with the rotations, they have the defense. They have good spawns in that back, which is solid for them. They need to be able to hold this hill. And, you know, right now the players are starting to come in through the back. Dios is going to be able to pick up a nice kill in the backside spawn, but there's 2 players left still. They know that there's at least one. Astro's going to get taken down, and Insanity working his way over to the hill, getting closer and closer. He's going to be able to try to pick off one. Barba Blanco's going to be able to get away, but he's going to get taken down in the back. Very good play. Dios is going to get 3 of the, unfortunately, one of them is just going to be his teammates, but the 2 kills is going to come in. The contest is here, 71-32. Elemental Gaming need to play this hill if they want to accrue more points to close the disparity between these 2 teams, and ultimately feel more comfortable coming into the next rotation, because their defense has been just quite lackluster. The break in the last 15 seconds is not really what you want to see, but you can see them slowly regaining. There's 1 player left there for that offensive play, and he's just going to be patiently waiting in the corner, being able to pick it off. But it seems about the last 10-15 seconds are going to go in favor of Elemental Gaming. That's huge. It's exactly what you need, bringing this about to, say, a 50, I'd say a 40-point game, depending on how well they're able to play this next offense.
But it's rough, you know, once you get stuck in those spawns at the end of that P3, you can get held there for quite some time, and that's the trouble that Elemental Gaming's having, as the line's been drawn in the sand by Team HiFi. And well, now Elemental Gaming just trying to find a way to cross it like a tug of war, except really just only one arm being used to tug that rope for Elemental Gaming, and it's just not gonna go their way right now, continuing to be trotted on and being kept at bay at those back spawns. We see the lead accrued for this side of we see the lead ballooned by Team HiFi off of all that success, but finally, they will get those spawns to come in and flip around for P3. And we start to see Elemental Gaming potentially getting themselves into a better spot here. Mythical, he will be playing around this dolly here at square. He's going to look to find 1 kill at least, maybe on Astro coming around this corner. The COD timing is not with Mythical, but his teammates will be there to take down those players that looked like they were about to just rip his head off, along with the arms and the rest of his body. But now new spawns come through for Team HiFi. They will end up finding spawns for this hill. But where do you want to play this hill from? You know, there's trouble if you play it from the far left sometimes, when if your team gets team wiped, then your team can end up getting spawn trapped back there quite brutally. And we might see that come through if Elemental Gaming, you know, Ghost getting a nice big kill there. Dios is going to get into bricks, continue to keep these spawns on that tight back left corner. And with Dios pushing up, he looked to continue to put wrenches in the plans, but he will finally get taken down. Barba Blank is going to be playing for control and lights. He will find a player in spams, taking him down. This next point will get to go pink for the initial. But what more can be done for Elemental Gaming? They find themselves behind by an astronomical margin here, by over double the points. And Team HiFi, with the presence in the middle of the map now on this rotation, everything is looking crystal clear for them. And I don't think you need to have a magician to look through a crystal ball to try to find the fortune for Elemental Gaming. It's just really here, just written on the cars.
Oh boy, it's certainly not looking good. You know, 200 points seems to be imminent, with Elemental Gaming struggling to get to that 100-point mark. But notably, Dios and Barba Blanca being the 2 players to really lead the charge for Elemental, with Mythical, you know, 5-20, quadruple negative. That's certainly a flat tire in this car being pushed. You know, it's certainly being pushed. The engine doesn't seem to be on for very long. You know, a bit of scrap time is all that Team HiFi are really going to give Elemental Gaming, as 3 go down. The spawns are pushed into the back. Elemental Gaming trying their hardest to come in, but they just keep getting picked off. Zim is going to be the guy there on a 5 spree now, and he's got 1 minute and 50 seconds, nearly 2 on the hill. He's going to get cut down. The streaks are not going to be coming in for him. Spams looking over Elemental on that rotation spawn coming in, and 3 players are left for Elemental Gaming trying to get into the hill. But Dios is going to be able to use some of these utility spawns to kind of maybe fish out a kill or 2, but mostly going to be information, as nothing comes in. I don't think very much came from that.
Just information. He
Yeah.
kept them at bay. He kept them inside, you know, packed in like sardines in a can in that brick spot. But, you know, maybe, just maybe, you look at it and there's some positivity to come out. You know, 10 seconds left and your team has early rotation for P3. like they did last time. P3 ended up being a solid money hill for them to help them get back into this series, or at least look like they were getting back into it. As you know, fake it till you make it, as some people say in the showbiz. And Ghost, he's going to be one of the players in the back here looking to grab these spawns. The player pinching in, Barba Blanca coming in from the dark area over here by the vents. And he's going to be able to help keep that point all pink, dealing with the player just outside of dark over aggressing from that end of the point. Now Astro and the rest of the team HiFi, they're going to make a push through the middle of the map. They're going to come through the loading dock doors. They're going to break through the bay windows, and Dios in the back here trying to play for his life. But the flipping of the spawns comes through. Elemental Gaming find themselves with the wrong foot in the wrong shoe here. Team HiFi passed the 200 mark, but with 11 seconds left, it's not too bad for them. They have a good spot to work with. You know, they have good real estate, prime real estate going into this P4. So giving the scraps, giving the crumbs from your Girl Guide cookies over to Team HiFi, it's, you know, it's not too bad. As Elemental Gaming, they do pass that 100 point mark. They don't make it an embarrassing 100 point club scoreline. They do themselves get past and over that hurdle. But Zim, he's going to get a nice wall bang right through.
Oh my.
Right through that trash bin, and oh my lord. Elemental Gaming getting picked up like trash on the ground here by Team HiFi on this one, is they're looking poised to potentially take away the map if they hold this hill perfectly. But split spawns come through here. We're gonna see the spawns come in from floating tank long. Will they take spams off the hill? They do. Zim's still on the hill. If he stays up there now, they can no longer win this hill. They can no longer win the map from this hill. So we will see a rotation into the next, and HiFi, they're ready for it.
Yeah, they have the rotations. They're there. They only need 14 seconds left. And boy, Elemental Gaming just don't seem to be there. It's 2 seconds left. You know, I feel like they should just call it. And there it is. You know, it's going to be 250 to 109. A smack and a half. You know, Elemental really struggled to pick up any bit of momentum. Their defense, just about everything kind of went wrong. You know, notably players like Mythical just didn't perform as well as they should have. You know, the expectations that Dios and particularly Dios, you know, I think he was 24 and 18, I think 25 and 18, only 15 seconds left on the hill. He had the slaying power, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. It just didn't cut it. And Mythical triple negative, I guess a good takeaway from that was he started quad negative and he ended triple negative. I guess that's a good takeaway. Just the communication, you know, the pushes together. Mythical had a pretty good start. You know, he took down 3 off the hill in that last one. Not bad. You know, it just wasn't at the right time. You know, they simply didn't get what they needed to get done at the times that it needed to get done. And Team HiFi just showing themselves that they are the stronger team in the respawns. And only time will tell in this search and destroy that, you know, who's really going to come out on top. And as we've seen, Zim, Insanity, Astro Spams, it's just a superstar studded team. You know, it's a really tough team to beat in this league. You know, tied for that first spot in their group. They're not an easy team to beat, especially with the struggles that Elemental Gaming have been experiencing with just overall teamwork, slaying power, utilization of their lives. And I just think they get picked off too easily, pushing one by one. You know, the play for trades, just they're not worth it. You know, the trades are not in their favor. And boy, it's going to be tough. And I got to give, you know, Dylan, you know, the attention that he so certainly deserves, because boy, certainly knows how to get this chat some spark going with a bit of the cheese that he tosses out in here. You know, I want to know who he's rooting for. I mean, I hope
he's definitely rooting for anybody that's not Divided We Fall, who have decided to choose to fall out of this league after some situations that went on behind closed doors recently, as well as I don't think he's a big fan of the side of Team HiFi. I feel like the only team he really will support now and maybe wax the balls of is probably Team Flawless, you know, hoping that his team doesn't get absolutely clapped up and slapped up in the playoffs by them too aggressively if he, you know, compliments them enough and maybe, you know, rubs 47, you know, tickles him the right way under the taint. But you know,
Ooh.
Elemental Gaming, they definitely have showed us signs before that they can win Search and Destroys. They do have 2 on their record. You know, it's not pretty, but it's 2 wins of Search and Destroy. And the side of Team HiFi, they are, you know, tied with a few of the other teams in their group, you know, for the second best Search and Destroy record with 5-3. So a lot going for them there. They have the best hardpoint record in the entire league at 8-2 going into this one. So no surprise that they take that hardpoint in a pretty comfortable fashion. And looking over at Control, you know, you've got to be absolutely like shitting yourself if you're an Elemental Gaming fan, because they're 0-6. They have not taken a single Control. They're the only team. No, they're the second. Them and Team Velis are the only teams without a single Control to their name. And so, you know, dropping 1 map already in the first 3. You can't be going into that Control 0-2. You just can't.
No.
Because then that's just, you know, that's a recipe for disaster then and there, and we won't see an extension to a map 4 or even the map 5. You know, you gotta show up in this S&D. And it is a map that I know we both have seen, you know, go the way of the underdog or even the overdog with, you know, obviously the side of, you know, we've seen sides before upset on Miami. It's a very swing map. It's one of those ones where, you know, 1 pick can really make a massive difference. And even one of those maps that, you know, 1 versus 2s, 1 versus 3s tend to, you know, happen more often than not as well, especially around that, I would say, the B or A, most of the A bomb site, with all that isolation there. Now, we will be jumping into the next one. Dylan, once again, representing in chat, you know, speaking loud and clearly to everybody. And we gotta love people that, you know, voice themselves, you know, create some really interesting copy pasta action in the chat as well. But, you know, we gotta keep it clean as well. So just keep from being way too rude and too bullying, as that's more so our jobs, as we're more the comedians on here. You're a team captain, so just there's a level of respect. There's a level of respect asked as well from you, but we do enjoy your humor, as you showed up with that in the interview with me last week. Now, I try to load into this one here, folks. My apologies on the delay here. We got ourselves the Miami S&D for you folks. And Nico, any predictions on the scoreline here? As we like to obviously drop our predictions prior to these maps.
Man, before I drop my predictions, I just want to, you know, HiFi AGF, I love you too. I see you. Have a flower. I love you. My prediction. Oh boy, on paper, man, I want to pick HiFi, but my Puerto Ricanos, man, I have to say it's gonna be a 6-4 for Elemental Gaming. I'm really pulling for my Boricuas. Really, I am. I'd love to see something happen, especially how unfortunate that hardpoint map was. I'm gonna say 6-4 Elemental. I'd like for you to get your prediction in before we get too deep into this.
I'm gonna say Team HiFi are gonna take this one. You know, I'm gonna say 6-2. I give Elemental Gaming, you know, room for 2 rounds that they get on the board somehow, some way, some shape or form. You know, maybe Team HiFi, we see Zim break a controller, or Astro maybe, or maybe the wall hack Zim has been running so far. Don't end up working well for him on one of these rounds. You know, totally capping right there, as Team HiFi and Elemental Gaming playing it really slow here. You'd assume maybe we would have saw a faster play come out, but with HiFi on the offense here, trying to play it over to this A bomb site, they've really taken their time here. They're looking to try to find some sort of pick here, and just both those players shredded down to just slivers of health. And still, no pick, no opening first blood here. These teams are very patient. Using this clock to full extent here. Zim, he's going to play from that driveway and find Mythical popping off his head like a cap on a bottle. Team HiFi going to be up 4-3 in lives. And Nico, what are your thoughts on this new, you know, the new updated overlay for default overlay within the game here? Podcast.
Boy, it makes it just a little easier to cast. You know, there's a bit more comfortability. I mean, I never really had a huge problem, but I love it. It's it's minor, but it's a difference that I can truly appreciate. But as we discuss this, Insanity getting a nice 2-piece Ghost, the last one left alive. It's a 1 versus 2 now, but they're going to be able to take them down with no problem at all. A Sweat not even going to be broken. Team HiFi now up 1-0 in this search and destroy. And you know, the starting of that map was very patient. I think that's exactly what Elemental Gaming need. Although it didn't work out for them in the end, just being patient, letting HiFi kind of make their first moves, catch them on the wrong footing on a step, and you know, as most people, pretty much everybody in chat, 3-0 HiFi. You know, they're picking them to absolutely sweep Elemental Gaming, but I'd love to see Elemental, you know, go down swinging. You know, maybe get a solid punch in the face as they go down if they choose to go down. It's going to be a tough one to see, but right now the presence over at B is seemingly more present than it was last round. Zim going to be able to get the second first blood of this map, and Insanity is going to be for the follow-up. It's a 2 versus 4 now. Ghost and Dios going to be the last 2 players left up alive. And right now the gunfight is just not going to go in favor of Elemental for anything. Dios is going to be left in a 1 versus 4 all the way down towards this back boat area. He's going to spot out Insanity, maybe going to be able to pick up 1 kill.
They're going to know he's back there. Insanity sniffed him out like a dog. Just absolutely perfect sense. And there we go, 2-0 lead for Team HiFi. And we were talking about getting swept up. Well, the only thing that so far has been able to sweep up Dylan has been a tornado that took away his internet and his and his power. The man literally needs natural disasters to actually make him lose maps, or at least lose the opportunity to play on them. As their team just off to a roaring start, you know, since they debuted with that roster. And Team HiFi blazing through these first 2 rounds. Sure, we had a slow start to the skirmish in the round 1 of this S&D, but as soon as, you know, 1 kill comes down, the floodgates open up and Team HiFi come pouring out, killing off all those players on Team Elemental Gaming. And even with the nice a 2 versus 3 clutch in the end from Team HiFi, they showed signs of maybe not looking too hot, but they turned things around. You know, they've been behind before in series and made things go their way. Elemental Gaming, on the other hand, always behind. You know, always on, you know, on the backs of, not really on the backs of anybody's minds. They've been really just invisible, but not as invisible as the team below them in their group. Go to blue. This side of Elemental Gaming gonna play passive once again here with their defensive setup over at A and B. 1 player will drop from Elemental Gaming as the first blood, and that's going to be Mythical Dios will drop in the background, and Ghost and Barba Blanca last left alive. Ghost will be the last one to do it, and right now, talk about invisibility in this team. Ghost, the last one alive, has been practically invisible on the map as well, going 0-2. Could look to go 0-3, but will he find a pick? You know, will he be able to take down 1 player at least in this 1 versus 3 situation? He's going to poke out his gun, see a player hop up in front of him like a bunny. Instead of him pouncing, he will be pounced upon, and there we go. Team HiFi go up 3-0 in this S&D, and Nico, another clear indication of HiFi's just difference in strength here.
Yeah, I mean, yikes. In terms of, you know, just simply looking at these teams, a smart bet would be pick HiFi, but you know, a bit of that Puerto Rican heritage is keeping me with them. You know, I'm just a true believer that if you can hang with them at the top, you can hang with them at the bottom. And truly, I know I'm supposed to remain unbiased as a caster, but let's be real. How frequently do you see a Puerto Rican team? You know, it's tough. You know, two players sitting at a goose egg. They're right now on the attacking side, and boy. Again, the same play call where they put a 3-1 man advantage. It's split. You know, only 1 player, Barba Blanca, going to be the one on B side. He could get a nice pick over here, but the information is ultimately what they should be playing for with 3 players over working this A site. That 1 player spams, holding down the middle. They know the rotation's there. They know exactly where they're playing this bomb site at. And unless they choose to rotate, they're going to have to pick this gunfight now. A 2-2 split over for the side of Team HiFi on this defense. Ghost looking down this bar area over here, trying to get the pick, but Zim is going to get the first blood in a row. That is huge. As you've mentioned before, that those first bloods are crucial, and Dios is going to win an important gunfight, cutting down Zim off his nice little streak of first bloods there, trying to make something happen. It's a fair trade for the time being, a 3-man 3 advantage for both teams. And the setup seems to be pretty solid here over at B and over at A, excuse me, as Mythical trying to spot out a player, seeing if it's safe for him to plant. Dios is going to get shot at a bit. The call is going to be there. I have a feeling Mythical knows at least where one player is. This is a big position for Dios right now. He has the rotation, but he has to stay alive. He needs to keep that position open for his team. You know, the call is there, and Mythical is going to be able to get one from behind. And now a 2 versus 2, making it nice and even. 30 seconds left on the bomb. Insanity notably sitting at a 7-0. This dude is absolutely cracked right now, but these players are just trying to work. And Dios is going to be able to get that pick. Spams is going to be the last one left alive. The underwhelming player at the start of this. And Spams is going to turn on. Spams is going to turn on Mythical. And Dios knows exactly where he is, but oh, the spit on that, the jump down off that top second floor to turn around and take Mythical off that defensive side. That is tough, but not going to be great for your confidence. But you come out with the round win, you take what you can get, and ooh, ay.
Hey, you know, I'm looking over at Elemental Gaming, and they got a round on the board that's got to look good, and it's got to feel real good for them. You know, ignite some fire in the hearts of these Puerto Rican players. And well, another thing I got to look at as well is it looked like they took a bit of a page out of the books of Team HiFi as they were playing that A site. You know, playing really passive, wrapping around, waiting around for a pick or two, and to get it over there. And just the formation execution was very HiFi styled. And it's interesting that Team HiFi didn't have wasn't able to counter something that looked so close to something that they would have play called out prior. And Elemental Gaming, they come away with that round win, but this round it's gone being all pink and purple, such a blistering pace. Elemental Gaming cutting down all those players up top, purple as well. You know, HiFi walking up into Elemental Gaming's house of purple there. And House of Pain. But Zim gonna get that nade to maybe touch the player. No, it's not gonna end up taking out the last player. Ghost is gonna get some shots at long range. Zim and Ghost shooting each other, getting each other low. But now the pin is gonna start to come in, and Dios, he's gonna be attacking from piano steps here. He's gonna maybe come around from there, but he won't even need to shoot a single bullet, pull a single trigger on his gun. We will see Elemental Gaming get 2 rounds in a row. Nico, the resurgence is here. We could potentially see a square up if we see the next round go the way of Elemental.
Finally, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking like I'm not surprised. Just finally, they're putting something in the works to make this comeback happen. You know, Ghost breaking his goose egg that round, and 3 players sitting at a nice streak for this coming in. You know, Ghost has his 1 streak, breaking his goose egg, looking to extend that. Barba Blanca playing, better than he has been, especially in that last map. I mean, he played decently. He was all right. You know, he was the second man up on Dios, but he's much needed right now. And Barba, as I say that, the caster's curse. Zim is going to get the 4th, I believe, the 5th first blood into this round. And just as unfortunate as that is, Elemental Gaming are going to be down a man in this one. And again, Astro is going to be able to win it. That gunfight over on the A side. The bomb is going to be dropped. Their players on the side of Elemental are going to be forced to rotate, and Dios is going to be the last man left alive with his AK-47. A tough battle a Krieg. Tough battle to win, but who knows? Dios could come out and surprise all of us. He's going to get the first kill. He's a 1 versus 3 now. Big kill for his confidence. Regardless if you win the round, you really want to just make your KD look good. Nice and polished. He seems to be playing super passively, but these players, if you just see the arrows on the map, they're fishing for him. And Zim gonna be using this cheeky little paddle to bounce himself up. He's gonna spot Dios rotating. They know exactly where he is. And Dios, is he gonna choose to challenge this? And the COD timing, and unfortunately, Team HiFi are just gonna take that 4-2. Oh boy.
Nico, I gotta ask you though, what do you rate that dive in the end here by Zim off that diving board? I think I gotta give it, he had some really nice flair and style with the way he jumped on that board. It looked really nice. But in the end, that little went off to the left a little bit too much to me, and I think his splash was a little bit too high as well. I think I'm gonna give it a bit of a 6 right there.
A 6. I gotta agree with you. He didn't get the kill. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 5. He didn't get the kill, but hey, he
A
did not. I give
little
him
more
a 5.
brutal, eh? Just because he's not on Elemental Gaming.
Yeah.
No.
Oh boy, I couldn't sneak that one.
No bueno, senor. As we are gonna see Team HiFi. They're gonna be up 4-2 right now in this map, and Insanity obviously making his name, staying true to his word with his name, doing insane stuff. And the streaks are gonna start to come in. I'm not quite sure who was the one who called those in. I think it might have been Dios, but no, it couldn't have been Dios. It had to have, who could have had streaks on the map? That's interesting. But streaks are going to be called in, and Insanity going to be up. And Elemental Gaming, they're going to make quick work over by B. It looks scrappy. It looked like HiFi might have had something to do and something to work with there, but no es posible for them.
Dude, you and chat are gonna make me laugh through this whole casting. But another successful round for Elemental, and Dylan is obviously joking, guys. This is obviously a joke, but for real, whatever his dealer is selling him, I need to get on that.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Dylan got the stiffy.
I forgot about that.
But Elemental gave them. Shorty got that fatty, bro. Elemental gave him the strap in that last round. It's 4-3 right now. HiFi up only by 1 round. And Nico, Elemental Gaming, they're showcasing multiple elements here, and elements that are obviously ones that you can put together in the right order and potentially get some victories, some wins, and some success. But this time around, it looks like Team HiFi, the Fire Nation, might end up putting a stop to the Avatar and Elemental Gaming side, and well, that's exactly what ends up happening. Team HiFi do get that round, and they're 1 round away from potentially taking the map, and that's not going to be a good thing for Elemental Gaming. Every single round from here on out needs to go pink and purple, and it's a tall task. We talked about a mountain to climb earlier. Well, this is it's a bit of a shorter mountain because it's a lot more doable than the overall defeating of Team HiFi in a best-of-5 series. But Elemental Gaming, they gotta bring back some sorts of success here, and I gotta hope that they stop making that A bomb site play call that they've been doing time and time over and over again that we saw from them after they got the first A site victory, A site win. Now Team HiFi, they're going to decide to play it over to A around Tiki, and maybe even grab some real estate over by boat. But the player at long, number 8 Dios, he's going to be able to call out that information, throw a few shots down long range here, and not get tagged up. Very slippery, using some of the butter knees. Maybe a little bit of margarine like you talked about last time. I'm not sure how you like to butter your bagels, but you can go with the margarine if you want. But Zim, caught out in the open, tiptoeing around Oompa Loompas. You guys have your own spot to walk in at Charlie's Chocolate Factory, and Elemental Gaming gonna dispatch you. Make it a 3-3 though, with a nice little answer coming in from HiFi. Nico, 3 versus 3. The bomb getting played over to B now. I feel like signs are slowly turning over to Elemental Gaming with the way that they still have a good defensive hold near there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time has been torched. I don't know if it was exactly the best play call to rotate this bomb over to B, but regardless, it could work out in Elemental's favor. Barbara Blanca's going to be able to get that nice trade going. The handgun, the sidearm for Insanity is going to be able to pick up that kill, but 7 seconds left. Needed to plant that bomb. Ghost, once that bomb goes down, he's going to know exactly where he is. He's going to get him off the heady. 1 player left, Astro, stuck in a 1 versus 2, 40 seconds on that bomb. Astro just needs to play that clock, and I think this is such a dangerous position to play. You need to get at least 1 player down to rotate, try your best to fish him out in any possible way that he can be. And as the time starts to tick away, I don't think it was a good idea, but the shots are going to come in. Mythical's going to be able to play his life, and it looks like he's going to go for the flank as Ghost is going to be there. And who knows, they might play this together for the pinch. If Mythical's able to get away with his life, push up close, Ghost is going to be able to get there for the shots, but actually going to win that gunfight. All he's got to do is get this kill off Mythical. 9 seconds left on the bomb.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Astro. Yeah, you gotta feel good. You make your girl proud.
I'm sorry for you there, bud. That's unfortunate stuff, eh? As Astro will get the like I said before, it gives them the fatty strap right there. 2-1. They were up in the lead with the man advantage. Elemental Gaming choked that round that should have been theirs, and a steal of a round goes over to the boys in blue. Blue and white, that's Team HiFi. They're going to be up in the series 2-0, and they're going to look to, finish things off in this control coming up on Raid. The most popular control map so far in this league by a large margin. And, with the statistic I told you before, 0-6 in control for Elemental, this is potentially where you start to see that nail in the coffin just get pounded in and in and in over and over again by all the hammers of Team HiFi that Team HiFi's handymen have to use, at their disposal. I'm not saying they're coming to fix your sink, Nico. Oh, I need a strong guy to help me with my plumbing. That's not what I'm talking about, Nico. Okay, get your head out of that gutter.
Oh my god. Dude, it's been a good night, man. The chat has been making me buzz my ass. You've been making me buzz my ass. It's regardless.
Weren't you doing that the other day too with that girl?
Why are we talking about this?
Bust it down.
Right.
Bussin'. Isn't that how that song goes?
You're bussin'. Dude, it's gotta be, honestly, Astro's gotta be feeling amazing right now, that 1v2 clutch, I can only assume that's his girl in chat. I can only assume, you got a big round of applause, you gotta feel like a big man after that one. A bit of Spanish coming out in the chat. Colin Rampage. He made a funny comment. I believe it was his HiFi done shooting bots. That shit almost made me crack up in the middle of my play call. That was so funny. And Dylan, of course. Oh, what did Astro's girl say? Make toppy, no toppy. That's getting called out. Let's be real. Let's check Dylan's body count. What's that?
I just want to make one more point here, and Mythical. Just as unseen as a unicorn here in this series, just not really doing much, in the first two maps. But, once again, we have another map. There's opportunity, that we do see an upset. We potentially see Elemental Gaming get their first ever control on the board. It's, we're grasping for straws at this point, to look for positives and to look for some sort of smile to put on. A way to put on some smiles on the sides of Elemental Gaming and their fans, but it's really rough. You turn these pages in this chapter and it's just all blue and white. Maybe you might find a nice picture of a hot girl, but that's not something that Elemental Gaming, none of them have deserved some of that time in whatever book that they're reading here. But Nico, going into control on Raid, what are some things that stand out? That a team, to be successful on both offense and defense, what do they need to do? What sort of strategies do they need to employ?
Oh man, it's got to be that offensive push that you have to start with, just absolute aggression off the rip, because boy, have we seen just a 4-man stack over on A, and you get over 2 minutes to play with that hill, and you get those early aggressive kills, and you're already up for like a 4-life advantage in terms of respawns. So man, it's got to be that aggressive offensive start, and the defense, man. Once you get control of those hills, you want to play for that that spawn trap, and you don't want to let up. You want to push, but not too far into the spawn where you just start to get picked off one by one. But to play around that that workout area, yoga and back bedroom, those two positions are very crucial to play whenever you're on that defense spawn trapping. So I think it's it's tough for Elemental, to really find your footing into this control map. You haven't won a single control, all season, and here you are playing a team like HiFi, tied for number 1 spot in their group, and boy, on a map like Raid, it's tough. The casters want more smoke than us. They do be smoking on that pack. That's funny. Chat,
hey,
dude.
You do be right, as I do got that loud pack. If you want that hookup, come to my ends, bruh. and I'll you know, I'll slide you some greeny weenie if you know what I'm talking about.
The fuck?
But
Dude,
my boy Nico has the better stuff. You know, he's got that OG Kush, man. We know him. We know him. You guys, you know, I come on, look at this guy. He's got flowers, goddamn flowers next to him on camera. You know, you want to know what's really in that vase underneath the flowers, folks?
Just water.
You know, he's
It's
not.
water.
Oh sure, yeah, it's
You want, bro? You want to know some down
bong
bad
water.
shit, bro?
It's,
Bong, bro. I bought these for myself. That's some down bad shit. That's down bad. I mean, but I don't care. They're nice. Buy yourself some flowers. They
Hey.
really help.
Hey everybody, just a little message to you guys. If any of you guys are having any mental health issues whatsoever, you know, it's an important thing. If you guys are suffering from any depression or you're having really rough days and you know you're having a rough time, definitely try to look to talk to your friends, talk to some family. Make sure to, you know, employ some strategies to try to help yourself out, because you shouldn't just sit on that forever. And Nico, you know, he's one of those really nice guys. I've talked to him multiple times whenever I've had rough times, and Nico's done the same for me as well. You know, he's talked with me as well before when he's had rough goes. And you know, those flowers, you know, buying yourself flowers is, you know, it's one of those ways of kind of like cheering yourself up, maybe a little surprise, adding a little,
They're nice.
add a little
Yeah.
add a little extra greenery to the grass on your side, you know,
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
street.
you come home and you just got these nice, beautiful flowers, and you know, how could I not share them with Stream? That's why they're here, you know,
Exactly.
taking up a little bit of real estate. You know.
How's the scent that they give off? Is it nice?
Oh, very, very pleasant.
That's good.
Waking up, coming home, yeah, buy yourself some flowers, man. They're nice. But as these kids in chat, no disrespect to any of y'all, but y'all are tearing each other up. Dylan, I know you hit Google Translate for that one, but no shot. You knew that off your head, but
Oh, man.
let's be real. Let's be real.
You know, big time. You know, he's a Google Translato user. Uses the Translatadora. I don't know. I'm just trying to make up random Spanish. It's like that one episode on Wizards of Waverly Place where she's like, "Oh, what is this word? Something ito." Then this one, "Oh, what is lamp? Lampito." No, it's lampada.
Oh, there's no way they said lampito on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what pito is. We probably should not be saying these words on stream.
Hey, we did have that toxic guy named Javier in here a bit earlier, and you know, I don't think he's here any longer because he's probably at home making sure his madre probably told him to go limpiar mi casa, you know, and so he's gotta go do that. Now, speaking about cleaning things up, well, Elemental Gaming, they are on the brink of potentially being cleaned up right here by the side of Team HiFi in this map and mode here. This is Control on raid for the last potential map of this series. Elemental Gaming are down 0-2, and well, they do at least have one thing looking up for them in this opening opening round of this map, and it's that they have defense, Nico, and it's one of those sides that we see on Control. You know, defense ends up looking and being favored a little bit here, but on raid, man, it's one of those ones where it's a bit 50-50, and you know, we've seen so many rounds of offense actually turn out, you know, so many rounds where the offensive team wins on this one. And you know, with the progress that we're seeing on B being put in early by Team HiFi, it's just all the signs are really pointing to a fail and a loss in this opening round of this Control for Elemental Gaming, Nico.
Oh yeah, I mean, Insanity on a 6-0. This is not what you want to see. You know, he had these insane rips off the start. And it's you know, I told you I'm an Insanity fan, not a HiFi fan, but boy, with the way he's been playing, like, we got to check Task Manager, we got to get him to piss in a cup, something. We got to do something about this guy, because there's just something abnormal about his play style. He's just absolutely insane. You know, with 23 and 12, the lives have just been in favor of HiFi. Zim getting that 2-piece Astro, going to be able to pick up the third for all three going down. Mythical going to maybe put a stop to it, maybe change the progression, but unfortunately it just looks like this first round is going to go in favor of Team HiFi as Insanity continues his 7-0 streak to be able to get them some progress utility for maybe the next round, even the third, the sweep. who knows? But Team HiFi, as quickly as I'm talking, as quickly as it's going to be, they're going to be able to bring this map 1-0. Yikes.
Yeah, we see Zim, in the kill cam, another player that, alongside the player on HiFi that went on that streak. I think it was who was Insanity who went on that streak there. Zim also very impactful on this map, making that Krieg sing. And interesting, we see that was the FFAR come to use by one of the players in Elemental Gaming. It's not a gun that we see in pro or competitive gameplay right now. I thought I saw Parasite making use of it, and he's really the only one that I would see that after what he brought to the table with that ram in Modern Warfare, off meta pick making a difference with that one. Maybe he could get away with the FFAR, but even that I see him putting away for quite a while here. And Elemental Gaming, they got one tick of progress over at A, one positivity to come out of their struggles and trials and tribulations. But so far, Team HiFi haven't really slowed down, coming off of that last round where they won the opening one, and into this defensive round that they have to work with. Insanity up on top of the rocks here, on top of the mountain, singing down like a billy goat. And Insanity continue to do incredible stuff here on this map, and making argument that he potentially is the MVP of this series so far. We saw him perform very strongly in that search and destroy. We saw him perform very well in that hardpoint as well. It all comes down to sort of Astro, I think closest one to compete with him for this potential map MVP is Elemental Gaming. Just too much trouble. Just
way too much. Oh boy.
Oh my god, the smoke.
I just think the big trouble for Elemental right now is just how timidly they're playing. They were stuck back in that spawn for about 10 seconds. I don't know if they were playing for what. I don't know what they were playing for, but as we speak, 8 seconds is going to be frozen on the clock, maybe for the contest, but oh boy, Team HiFi, that was just, eesh, all 4 are going to go down for Elemental Gaming. 5 seconds left. The defense is just simply a little too strong for them to handle. Elemental are going to drop. Now, 0-2, Team HiFi are up. They need one more. They are game points to win this as a 3-0 sweep. They just need one more control. That's it. One more attacking side, and they walk home. Up 6-1, putting Elemental Gaming down 1-6.
Man said walk home. They're gonna have to use their wheelchair after this. Holy, they're just getting blown to smithereens in this last mode. Just blown up, no legs, but no butter for their knees whatsoever. But I would assume HiFi is adding the butter on them as well. It helps the cooking process to go by smoother, as they're getting absolutely roasted. Team HiFi, Zim, he's on 2, Spam's on 3, Astro on 4, Insanity on 1. Just everybody popping off for the side of Team HiFi. And we make note of players that stand out and look like they're carrying their team and whatnot, but Team HiFi, they're a well-oiled machine. All of their gears turn in unison, and a lot of times it's that group effort. It's the group success. We're not really seeing a hard body carry. Sure, you look over at Insanity going 19-4. It's a ruthless scene, but even against some of the tougher competition they've had, the stiffer competition they've had in their group, we've seen just any one of them, could lead their team on any given day, any given map, any given mode. Elemental Gaming, they're not one of those versatile teams. They're not fully well-rounded from what we've seen. We noticed Barba Blanca at times will really carry, and then when he's not the one carrying, it's Dios. It's, in my eyes, historically they've been a very two-man team. They've been a very much two-player team, and 2 players, sure, cars might be able to drive in 2-wheel drive, but winning the race, you're gonna have to go 4-wheel, and that's just not what they can do here. And Team HiFi, they're, once again, we talk about walking through their competition. Well, they could be crawling and probably still win a foot race against Elemental Gaming. And Pico, it's just about over. Insanity dropping 2 in ball court. Nobody's going to contest. Nobody's going to end up trying to pick up the fight. Maybe Ghost here, but he will end up getting fried. Mythical challenging, but needs some help to even take him down there. It's just the man is getting away with murder here, Insanity. 24 and 6. That's got to be what? That's a quadruple positive right there from him. Not a bypass, folks. Don't get confused. Don't get it twisted. Insanity gonna challenge the player over by the ball court. Look to try to grab more. He tries to do it. Oh my god, they're trying to just... Oh my lord! They went for it! They did it! Oh my... That's so brutal! That's... That was... Oh my... That was premeditated assassination at its finest!
Oh my god.
Talk about adding insult to injury. They spat. They all took turns just in a circle. Not jerking, but spitting on their opponents right there. Holy shit! Nico! Nico!
Oh my god. Pobrecito. That was brutal to watch, man. Oh man. If nobody's rooting for Elemental, I certainly am. I would give them a round of applause because I know just about everybody is just, hey, Flares, I see you. I see you.
giving a round of applause?
I mean, good effort. Good effort. Oh, a round, I get it. Oh, you're rude. I'll be the only man to clapping.
You'd give them, you would still clap for that?
Man, that's tough, buddy. I know, not an impressive showing from Elemental Gaming, but
they got clapped up. They don't deserve to be clapped for. Sure, if you want, as a fan, you can send them off with some claps, but that's an exiting clap that they're getting. That there's no encore, there's no thanks for showing up, because practically invisible performance from them, as they got absolutely slaughtered on that control raid to end things off. Team HiFi, I mention it, that they're always soaring high right now, and they're doing great stuff. They're on the up and up. It's going to be interesting, though, coming off a performance like this against a team that's been performing underwhelmingly in the first half of the season. It's going to be interesting to see how this side actually shapes up, and whether or not they're able to give, ADS Gaming another run for their money in the rematch. They also have, in their group, the really star-studded lineup, strong as hell team of Team Flawless, who is looking to try to contend for maybe a first place spot by the end of this season, regular season, going into playoffs. And then another team in the background that's also been looking quite hot as of recent is Divine Future, who took them to 5 maps off stream last week, and they're going to be playing off stream again this week. So it's going to be interesting to see how that matchup actually goes down. I might be able to catch that one on Saturday if they agree to a time where it could be streamed on my stream on my own channel. So that'll be an interesting thing if we do see that end up coming to light there. But exactly like what Astro was saying, this was they executed him. They executed all their plays out of the book very well. But in the end, just a humiliating ending to what was, at times a decent showing, but just utter collapse in the end. Just no presence at all in the in the control. Nico, did they even get a single tick of progress on any of those, a single point capped on any of those offensive rounds that Elemental had?
No, they did not. I don't think they
maybe they capped A. I give them the benefit of the doubt. They take the one that's easier. They take the low-hanging fruit, maybe. But jeez,
man, I don't think low-hanging fruit is really a thing against these two teams. And I got to appreciate Zim. He always shows gratitude for us. I really got to appreciate him. Thank you so much, Zim. It's nice to be appreciated. Thank you very much. But boy, low-hanging fruit, that's kind of hard to say, with the team playing the way they did and playing against a team of high caliber. Low-hanging fruit is very hard to come by, and yeesh, that
Though,
execution.
though I do have to give them credit where credit is due. They did look like they could hang a bit better in the search and destroy. One of their worst game types statistically. They were coming into this one at a 2-4 in that game type. They're leaving 2-5, but it was, it wasn't as good as their hard point where they were 3-4. So their hard point, which one was more convincing of them being, of it being a better game mode ultimately to them, that hard point or on Garrison, or that Miami search and destroy? Which one kind of you felt was maybe a little bit more impressive than the other from Elemental Gaming? I go with the search and destroy.
Oh yeah, I have to agree with you on the search and destroy 100%. They had some signs of life, winning 2 straight and round 3 and round 4 they lost round 5, and then they had a strong comeback round 6, and then they just kind of fell apart from there. Unfortunate as that is, it's just the way it goes. Astro, I love you too. Thank you, bud.
But we got to give once again massive congratulations to Team HiFi. They're leaving today with a record improving to 6-1, which is very strong. I don't think ADS has played a single game off stream yet for this week. So for the time being, this will be the first time that we see a team other than ADS take that first spot in the group. So Team HiFi, for the time being, they will be your first place team. Right now holding that first place seed in Group A. That is the most competitive group, even with the side of Divided We Fall leaving the league and leaving that group as a result to some things that happened off stream earlier today. Massive props and shout out to Team HiFi though for showing up the way they did. And when we look at the three maps / modes, Nico, in this series from Team HiFi, which one stood out the most to you? Which one did you enjoy watching the most? And maybe do you got a player, if you want to preemptively, before I look at stats, obviously, from all of these, is there a player that stood out and shone the most for you on Team HiFi over the whole series?
Oh, definitely Insanity. I mean, he kind of flew under the radar considering that everybody was playing well for HiFi. But that search and destroy came, he went triple positive, and then the control came in, and boy, looked absolutely insane. And it's hard to not give it to Zim or another player, but Insanity was just notably, the guy that was just absolutely electric. Big props to him, certainly him. And for the map in particular, it had to have been the control. They just seemed way too composed. A 3-0 sweep, boy. The control, the guy to really give that MVP to. Insanity, definitely for me.
Yeah, no, I could agree with you for sure. With Insanity taking the MVP most likely from this series, and with him taking another series MVP, further solidifying. I would assume, looking at the stats here on my that I have, that it would further solidify himself in the running of the top 5 most impressive players so far this league to potentially get that MVP of the league. That's he well deserved. I would definitely suggest for him. Now looking, we'll look back a little bit just before while we're obviously ending things off. I want to look back at that Dawn of Chaos match that we had earlier today, and maybe if there was a player that you can remember right now, maybe recall who maybe stood out for you in that one. I felt, for me, I'll just answer it first. I felt Rewind really showed up big time. He was somebody that we kept talking about time and time again in the S&D alongside Drake. But then also he showed up big time in that in the respawns with getting a few streaks on his belt. So I'm not sure if you can recall much, if you have a player that stood out there, maybe Sideswipe or Drake you want to vouch for. But it'd be interesting to see if we see Rewind take that MVP of the series there.
I couldn't give a solid and analytical part on that because I just gotten home from work. I didn't catch the game, but I can't imagine Drake didn't perform to the way I'd expect him to, and especially Dawn of Chaos themselves. Just the way that they've been playing recently has just been flawless. They're able to adapt so much, and boy, I just can't imagine Drake didn't play the way I'm imagining him playing right now. From what I've seen from him, just that name is really burned into my head. So, if he's played anything like I've seen him, certainly has to go to him. That for sure.
No, for sure. Yeah, we will see who it all ends up being, who ends up getting crowned those series MVPs from today's later on this week when we go over when I go over all the stats and stuff potentially on my stream as well. As you guys seem to have enjoyed that when I went over that on Sunday and got quite a few subscribers in the background as well. But if you guys do enjoy our casting, we love hearing you guys give us the comments, suggestions and whatnot, both in our DMs and here on chat. If you can, it also helps us out if you can go the extra mile. Check out our social medias here below our cameras. Drop some follows, and of course send some love over to the ALG social medias. You guys can check those ones out. You'll see highlights from these matches today sometimes get posted, from the matches daily will get posted on there, and you guys can like that up and enjoy and share them. And of course, last four organizations actually to give shout outs to are all the ones that competed today. If you guys haven't already followed them, drop them some follows, DM them some nice words, encouragement for the side of Elemental Gaming and the side of 302 Gold, who lost their matches today. And obviously show some congratulations to the boys on HiFi and Dawn of Chaos. They've definitely, knowing their orgs, they definitely have some, winning tweets, posted some winning tweet graphics or whatnot posted. So you can check those out and check out their socials from there. Now, it's been fun. Nico, any last words we got in here before we start to close things out?
Don't stay up too late. Don't eat past midnight, you little gremlins. And good night. That's all you got from me.
And last thing from me while we're ending, just a quick little teaser. Gonna hint at something that we saw Hinata/AIM say earlier. That yes, something coordinated between the top four players, the top player of each of the top four teams finishing off the regular season will be coordinated. So just a little bit of a teaser that we have something in the works that might be coming to you guys right before playoff time. But I don't want to spoil anything further, because that'll be a fun time when we get to announce that. So stay tuned, guys. We have more action coming to you guys tomorrow. One big old match heading your guys' way tomorrow. It's going to be between the teams of quickly grab that one. It's going to be between ADS Gaming and Redux Rain, an absolute barn burner, as the Redux Rain, another team contending for that top four spot. They've been looking hot. They won an off-stream match as well tonight, and they're looking to come in with a win under their belt. In ADS Gaming, a side that's getting really it's battling it out right next to the boys in blue here, Team HiFi, that won tonight against Elemental for that top spot in the group. A lot of grueling action still to come your way this week as the action continues to go on to come underway, and obviously jumping into the second half of the regular season as we got more action to come your guys' way this week. I keep saying it over and over again. It's like what's her name, clicking her boots, Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. But we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys later. Have a good evening, and sniff those flowers, Nico. Keep on sniffing them.
Good night, everybody.